Welcome to Innovation Wealth Presents Toolkit Tuesday, everybody. Today's session is all about video, as we learn about an easy-to-use Canadian video platform for business called Vidyard. I know you've already heard of Vidyard because when we announced we invited Jacob Fernandes to speak here today, we received a lot of positive feedback. But before we get started, there's just a few items that I'll go over with you. So I'm Mickey Campo, a program manager at Innovation Guelph, and I'm so happy that you guys decided to join us for this action-filled lunch and learn workshop. Before jumping in, I'd like to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors, ISU Software Corporation, Morexis, OKR Financial, Reese Informatica, Guelph, and BDO. We are so very grateful for their generosity and support in everything that we do. There's quite a few on the call today, so I'd like to briefly introduce Innovation Guelph to you before we get started. And I know that many of you are clients, mentors, partners, and supporters, and those of you on the call today who might not know too much about us, so I'll be quick. Innovation Guelph is one of 17 regional innovation centers in Ontario. And while we're located here in Guelph, we serve the region of Southern Ontario and have recently brought on a national program. And this means that while most of our clients are relatively close by, we do have clients in BC, all the way to Nova Scotia, and all throughout Ontario. And we're really proud of the work we do with our clients, the support and the guidance that we offer throughout multiple stages of innovation and business growth. We've won awards, and in fact, we won 3 awards last year in 2020, and you can read about them online. But I have something really exciting to share with you right now, something new. Today is a special day at Innovation Guelph. We get to announce to you for the very first time that our partnership with Sign Language Interpreting Associates of Ottawa. Since 1997, Sign Language Interpreting Associates of Ottawa has provided ASL interpreting expertise in a wide variety of settings. SLIAO's one-stop shop makes connecting through sign language easy and accurate and reliable services, including in-person interpreting, video, remote interpreting, and translation in ASL and LSQ. SLIAO is pleased to partner with Innovation Guelph and become the sponsor for the ASL Interpreting for the monthly Lunch and Learn Toolkit Tuesday series of workshops. Providing ASL interpreting ensures that the business resources available through us at Innovation Guelph are accessible to the deaf and hard-hearing individuals in their first language. So without, sorry. In addition to the ASL translation today by Kevin and Andrea, live captioning is also available to each one of you. And you can access the service by clicking the closed captioning option at the bottom of your screen. For today's presentation, we ask that if you have any questions, you type them in the chat box. Jordan will be monitoring the conversation, and she will pose the questions to Jacob and Jordan, the one and Jordan from Vidyard, when we have a moment to do so. Today's session will be a full hour of education, followed by about 20 to 30 minutes of active questions and answers. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Vidyard and our presenter, Jacob Fernandes. Jacob is a video coach at Vidyard with 4.5 years of video prospecting experience. He's conducted over 2,400 video coaching sessions focused on the use of video in sales and marketing and internal communications. Jacob is born and raised in Kitchener, Ontario, and is excited to share his tips, tricks, and best practices when using video in today's digital world. Thank you for joining us. Over to you, Jacob.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everybody. So in today's session, I'm going to be showcasing an overview of how Vidyard can help effectively communicate to your customers, prospects, internal employees, etc. It's going to be around video everything. So I have a couple slides to showcase just to kind of set a foundation of a quick education of why video is effective in today's age. Of course, we are all working from home, so Zoom is probably one of the best ways to show an example of how important video is. But also, especially when communicating effectively in email, video is actually crucial. A quick stat, video since COVID and a remote world, email has actually gone up by 30%. which is great to see that we still need to communicate effectively in a digital world, but response rates have actually went down by 20%. So it's very important that we have a unique and creative way to stand out when communicating effectively to individuals, whether it be prospects, customers, or even internal employees. We have to find more unique ways to stand out in today's inbox and have an easier way to educate our prospects or customers. And I personally believe video is the #1 way to communicate effectively instead of being face-to-face, person-to-person. So let me share my screen and let's get started. So just a quick thumbs up from the people. You guys can see my screen, no problem? Great. Awesome, okay. And there might be a bit of a delay due to my internet connection in Zoom, so please bear with me. But let's get started. So as Mickey introduced myself, I am Jacob Fernandes and I'm a video coach at Vidyard. Essentially my role here at Vidyard right now is to actually train customers how they can take advantage of Vidyard to help with their sales initiatives, marketing initiatives, internal communication initiatives, just like when I was introduced. But today's session, we're going to just do a quick overview of how everybody today can actually use Vidyard's technology for free. And I'm going to teach you a level of foundations of where and when you can use our tool effectively. So a quick overview of what Vidyard is. For those of you who've never heard what Vidyard does, is Vidyard is actually an all-in-one video platform. Think about YouTube for business. Vidyard makes it very simple for your organization to communicate effectively with video, whether it's recording content on the fly, hosting video content on your website, or using videos to communicate internally with your organization. So a quick recap, Vidyard is a screen recorder. We will host videos on your company's webpage. We have a unique way to communicate with personalized video. We can actually integrate video data to multiple tools your company is already using. And Vidyard is actually built for enterprise level companies as well. So from startups to the Microsofts of the world, Vidyard is always here to support your video communication initiatives. So why video works and what makes video so powerful? Personally, video is the next best thing to being there in person. And I really, really, truly believe that if we can't communicate face-to-face in today's world, we need to have a way to have more of a humanized approach when doing business or just reaching out to prospects or customers. So video is one of the best ways to engage our minds and our hearts. Everyone's watched a movie before and most likely has teared up. So it's a very engaging way and it gets our attention. And it's the most compelling call to action on the web, which means that most internet traffic now and going forward is 80% video. And people want to actually watch video assets instead of maybe reading instructions or reading about things. Video is the easiest way to communicate in today's world. And we've all seen things like this, right? An email that has a lot of text that is maybe discussing upcoming projects, trying to get someone's attentions to book meetings. Personally, I would rather watch a video than go through a whole documentation of words, but I do understand that, and there are certain ways to communicate where words are most effective, but typically, instead of writing paragraphs and paragraphs of information, we can use video to engage and get that information across. So instead of having a long text-based email, think about a quick video asset that can explain everything in that paragraph of text. So Vidyard is a tool that allows you to easily attach and send videos in email, or at least that is one of our technologies that we've created. So where companies and where even you guys can win with video, especially through a sales cycle or communication, is that it will attract the person's inbox, which means that your emails are actually most likely to be read or watched with a video inside. And I'll make sure in today's session to do a live demonstration on how easy this tool is. Companies actually receive, or at least prospects in companies receive 121 business emails per day on average. And when decision makers or even yourselves, when you're reading your emails, if it's not about you, typically you're only gonna give 8 seconds max when reading this email. If it's not personalized or targeted towards you, usually that email is actually gonna be useless. Video is actually gonna help engage and establish trust, not just the video assets you're creating, but if your company has videos that help kind of explain your value proposition or explain your services in detail, it will build trust when communicating in today's digital world. And we've seen that a lot of people who are using video to close deals are getting actual higher conversion rates when communicating with video. Typically, when we are trying to close deals via internet or close deals from a B2B perspective through email, your deals can actually get lost if we're sending PDFs, documents, and focusing on the person that we're trying to close. Usually they actually have to communicate your services to a stakeholder or decision maker. So instead of allowing the champion in that account to close the deal for you, think about how video can actually help you in communicating your value proposition effectively. You can send them a personal video explaining everything they need to know instead of relying on someone else to sell for you. So there are a ton of ways videos can help when throughout your customers or prospects buyers journeys, from webinars to social posts to explanation videos to vlogs. There's a lot of different ways we can use videos to communicate effectively. But what we want to focus on is how we can attract the person to watch our content, engage that person when they're actually watching our video asset, and delight them, making sure that every time we're communicating with someone that it's personalized and it's focused on them. When we are using video to communicate, relevancy and value is the two things that we need to focus on when using video to communicate effectively. So the types of videos that we can use to record when communicating with Vidyard are 3 types. Selfie style videos. I don't know if you ever met Tyler Lessard, but Tyler Lessard is our VP of marketing at Vidyard, and he has tons and tons and tons of examples on how we can actually use videos to communicate not only in sales, but marketing as well. And I'll make sure to share some of his chalk talks is what we call them. He has like a university course for free that everybody can watch and showcase where video can work within your company. But the 3 things that we need to focus on when recording content is the purpose. Why am I reaching out to this individual, sorry? How do I approach this person? What am I going to focus on? What am I going to talk about? And timing. When we're recording videos to communicate via internet, we want to make sure that we're not creating movies for people. We're going to focus on how we can craft and showcase our message effectively under 1.5 minutes. So how this tool works, and I will make sure I show a live demonstration after these slides. But what we can do, it's a Chrome extension. So you might see my screen here. You can download this for Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, that is Chromium. It allows you to record 3 types of videos. So your selfie style video, as you can see here, you can record your screen, or you can even just record yourself on camera as well. We make it very simple to share these videos, whether it's in an email, one-to-one, pushing it to social media, or sending it through a marketing campaign. Video makes it very simple for you guys to share any type of video asset. And the benefits of using Vidyard is we can actually tell you who specifically has watched your video. So I was actually working on a deal with my friend Jamie Surth at Vidyard. He's an account manager, and he uses videos to always communicate and follow up after every call. And as you can see, his prospect always watched it. Tells Jamie that they watched 100% of the video. So we're gonna know for who, how long, and what they watched. You're gonna receive this information in your email or in Vidyard's backend. And for paid services, this data can get pushed to existing softwares like marketing automation platforms and CRMs like Salesforce or HubSpot. Now, best practices when communicating with video, it's for selling, but just in general, is one is preparing yourself, is understanding what you want to say, who you're reaching out to, and how is this video going to look like when someone's receiving, which I'll show you examples after the presentation. We want to produce with quality and authenticity. And what that means is we're not expecting anybody to purchase a professional camera. Our webcams or even our cell phones are very powerful recording tools. Little things like lighting and sound go a long way, right? Maybe put your webcam in front of a window so you have better light. Or if you do have like a ring light, maybe you put that on. But making sure that your message is short and sweet, and maintain eye contact when you're at the camera, right? You don't want to be reading a script or staring at yourself on camera. People can see that from a mile away. But make sure when we are recording content, as you're just talking as if you talk to someone face to face. We're not news anchors, we're not actors. Just be yourself, and it goes a long way. And you can share your message effectively. So know what channels you want to send videos in, whether you have a really good email template, you're sending this through social media, but making sure that in your video, there is an end goal, a call to action, things like book a meeting with me, check out this webinar, etc. And monitoring your views. Once you guys start to see you have engagement when people are watching your video content, how can I follow up effectively to get their attention? If I'm trying to sell, how do I pick up the phone and call? When's the best time? Or if people are engaging with my video and I notice that they're not really watching all the way through, what can I change in the video when I'm recording? What am I saying that's really throwing people off? So when we prepare ourselves when creating content, there are two types of videos we can create. We can create a very personalized approach. This is for this person. Or we can make a generic video. This message is going to go to these people. So have a framework when we are recording. When I first started making videos, it was super nerve-wracking, to be quite honest. It's just like my first cold call, picking up the phone with someone. It was not the best, but make sure that you know what you want to say before you record. The benefits of using Vidyard and recording is that you can always restart, right? If you mess up, you can just re-record. So write down what you want to say. Have like a couple talking points. Again, we don't want to be scripted. We won't just be as natural, but have a focus of what you want to accomplish in the video. And it talks about thumbnail, and I will make sure I'll show you this with a demonstration. But thumbnail is the image someone sees before they click play, and I'll show you what you can do to get attention. When we produce with authenticity, what that means is just be yourself, to be quite honest. Obviously, we want to have some decent lighting, like I mentioned before. But you don't want to be a silhouette or like talking inside of a closet, right? You want to make sure that someone knows that you're talking, knows who you are and what you look like before they click play. And again, you don't always have to be the center of the attention. You don't always have to be on camera. I'm going to show other video assets and ways we can use video to communicate effectively, but keep it short and sweet, 90 seconds max. And two things to focus on is just have decent lighting. And if you have headphones or a microphone, plug it into your computer. You'll sound so much better. When we are actually starting to pitch or sell or communicate on video, be very clear and concise. You guys might even hear right now I have a lisp, right? So I'm not the most clear speaker, but just be yourself. Again, I can't stress this enough. If you just talk as if you're talking next to someone face to face, people will really enjoy the content. People only watch videos for what people have to say, not how they look. We're not creating movies, remember that. And I will show you different methods to share effectively as well too. Oh, and keep in mind, guys, I do see someone posted in the chat. Thank you, John. I just saw this. But if you guys do have any questions or concerns, please just type in chat. Feel free to interject. I'm more than happy to answer questions on the fly. We don't necessarily have to wait until the end to answer all questions. But when we're sharing effectively, keep in mind, this is what I mean by the thumbnail, what someone sees before they click play. So good ways to record content is a lot of people like to use a whiteboard and write someone's name on there. That's one of the best ways to get the attention of a prospect or just someone you're following up with. But there's different techniques that work at different approaches with video, which I will make sure to dive into. With this subject line though, ironically, the subject line is the most important thing when we're using video and email. The best subject line I have ever used and it's not really creative. It was just first name. So Taylor, I made this video for you. Out of 3,000 emails that I've sent in just one of my prospecting campaigns, I had an average of 66% open rate. So it was a killer subject line, which is honestly, that's not ideal in today's world. Usually it's like 10% max people are usually receiving on average with open rates. So video really makes a difference when using an email. When we monitor our views, I'm going to showcase what that looks like in real time, because knowing who's watching is very important, because we can follow up in a timely manner to connect with them on the phone. Or if you're sending these videos for, let's say, educational purposes, like a tutorial or onboarding, and if the customer or internal employee comes back to you and says, hey, what do we have to do? I don't understand. Well, you can say, hey, do you know what, Jacob, you only watched 20% of the video. You should probably watch all the way through and you'll understand. So these video views are very important to understand who's watching. Okay, thank you, Mickey. And again, your message doesn't have to be perfect. Just be yourself and be human. And I'll show you lots of examples on what I mean by that. So where we can actually use video is actually almost every type of communication video can be used in. Whether we're creating videos before a meeting, following up what we're going to talk about. Actually, our CEO has challenged all of our employees to create a video instead of having a 30-minute presentation. So instead of hopping on a Zoom call and discussing a topic of discussion, like, having a meeting or whatnot, can we replace that with a video? Can I maybe record 5-10 minutes of me going through PowerPoint presentations or slides, or showcase any type of page, instead of not wasting 30 minutes, but instead of taking up 30 minutes of our team's time? So videos can be perfect for just getting rid of meetings, following up after calls, getting someone's attention to book a meeting, thanking someone for donations or the deal, or taking time to chat. Lots of different ways, or even just saying hello and catching up with an internal employee. We see that being used almost every day here at Vidyard, especially from a remote perspective. We can't see our teammates internally anymore, so my manager and other managers, or even other employees, actually just send one-to-one videos to their friends at work, just to kind of keep in touch and have that in-person experience, for lack of better words. So just to recap, video can be used in email, one-to-one meetings, following up afterwards, questions, weekly team things. You can use video in every step of the way when you're communicating. So let me show you how this tool really works. Again, usually how I run my show, my coaching sessions, I never use slides. So I just wanted to use slides today just to kind of paint a picture, set a foundation of how we can use this tool effectively. So we want to go to Google and we want to type in Vidyard Chrome extension. You can skip the ads. It will be chrome.google.com. If we select Vidyard Freeze Chrome Recording, what we have to do here is just add to Chrome. When we add Vidyard to Chrome, what happens is that the Chrome extension will pop up on the top right corner. If you can't find the Chrome extension here, simply select Extensions, and you will be able to see Vidyard Chrome extension, and you can pin it so it's more accessible. After that, Vidyard is very easy to use. Natively, Vidyard works with Google Chrome, but it also works with Outlook as well. And I'll show how we can get that set up in both platforms. So
I have a question, Jacob.
Yeah, I see it here. So is it the same on Mac? Yes. So this is actually an internet Chrome extension. So PC, Mac, you can use Vidyard in Google Chrome browser. If you guys don't have the Google Chrome browser, it's just an internet browser that you can download for free. Also, Microsoft Edge, I believe they have an app store as well now, and Vidyard lives in there too. Perfect. Yes, I'm going to walk you guys through the app right now. Great. And you guys don't have to download now, but if you want to, that'd be great. not a big deal. It's very straightforward and easy to use. So to get started, I downloaded Vidyard Chrome extension. And what happens now is that the tool is popping up for me to use. So there's 3 types of ways I can use video or use Vidyard. One is a selfie style video. So typically people love to use selfie style videos when following up with people who they already know, or the company or the prospect already knows the company. So what I mean is people love to use this tool, have a whiteboard, piece of paper, write a very personalized message. Typically, we use selfie style videos for following up after a meeting, thanking someone for their time. Anyone who raises their hand to learn more information, like a demo request, inbound lead, selfie style videos are great to use. We like to use selfie style videos to say hello to internal employees, or we like to use this as well before we have a meeting with a prospect, a customer, using selfie style videos just to get more information, like, hey there, it's great to see you're booking a meeting with me. I'd love to learn XYZ before our call, just to make sure we're not wasting each other's, something like that. Other ways we can record our content is through our screen, and we can also be on camera with our screen. So what I just did there is if you have multiple webcams, you can switch them. Snap camera is just like a thing you can do to put filters and stuff on. I don't recommend you use that, but if you want to have fun, a side note, Snap Camera is a free application you can download. But anyways, before we record, we can change the webcam we want to use if we have multiple webcams. And same with the audio, same with the microphone we use too. If we are recording our screen, when we do select start recording, what we're going to see is 3 ways to record your screen. What I can do is my entire screen, just like Zoom, how I can share everything on my screen. You can do the same with Vidyard. I can actually record specific applications I have open on my computer, whether it's maybe Google Chrome itself, just the internet browser. Why we would do that is maybe we don't want to have our toolbars or our toolbar showing up. We only want to record Google Chrome. Maybe I want to walk through multiple websites when communicating. But my favorite way to record is a Chrome tab, which means it's just the website you're recording on. That means that I'm going to have no bookmarks here. I'm going to have no additional tabs or toolbars. It's just the website itself. And so I saw we had a chat. Yeah, good question, Lynn. So we actually do have an iPhone application. The iPhone application or Android can be downloaded as well. It allows you to record a video and send via email. What I like to use the Vidyard application for is to have a higher quality recording. And then once I'm finished recording on my phone, I'll be able to send it through email on my desktop, which I'll show you in a second. So just so recap, we can record our entire screen. We can record specific applications, or we can just record websites. And this is what I love to use. Website is my favorite way to record, and I'll show you why. So if I click share, what's going to happen now, Vidyard gives you a countdown. So now we're recording. We can tell on the bottom right we're recording, as it says the timeline, how long we're recording. There's a pen tool. This allows me to draw on the screen. So this is perfect for going over documentation, quotes, onboarding, etc. When we draw on the screen, what happens is that it will disappear in a couple seconds. So it's not going to be permanent. We can change the color if we want to. We can pause the video if we need a break. If we mess up, I can just restart my recording, which is very beneficial. And once I'm done, I just click stop. What happens now is when I click stop, Vidyard is actually uploading your video. What we can do here on this page is we can actually even edit some of the video assets. So essentially, I can change my title. I can change the image someone sees before they click play. Now, keep in mind, I just only recorded google.com, so I can't really change too much. I'll show you a great example of what we can do. But what we can do here is I can select animated thumbnail. One of my favorite things to do. See how I'm actually moving here? I'll actually be moving in the recipient's inbox as well too. I can even select specifically from the website, whether it's a specific part of the web, or sorry, I can select specifically part of the video. So for example, when I drew on the screen here, I could show that. And I can even show that when it's animated too. I will show you a better example afterwards. I'll show you a live pitch on how I would sell with Vidyard. But you can select any part of the video to be presented in the inbox. So even if I set the thumbnail, the image they see before they click play, to when I highlighted Google, the video will begin where I actually recorded the content. So this is just to get people to click play. After you're done recording or editing your video, you can even add closed captions as well too. So we can automatically close caption my audio in English, so for subtitles. And once we're done, we can open up our email. Sorry about the messy inbox. I'm a busy person. So one of the best ways and best subject lines to use would be first name, I made this video for you. Hands down, the best subject line when using video, personally. And when we're ready to attach our video, Vidyard will have an insert Vidyard button here. This is automatically attached in Gmail. I will show you how we can attach this in Outlook as well. When I select this button, sorry, give me some time. My internet connection's a little slow here, but we're gonna see a whole library of videos when I'm recording. While this is loading up, let's go to Outlook. In Outlook, what we can do in Outlook is we can download applications in Outlook. So there is an app store in Outlook that everyone has on Outlook for desktop. It will be at the top right. I am using Outlook for web Outlook. So my application is a little different. My app store is located somewhere different. If you have Outlook for web, you can select the 3 dots when composing an email and you can get add-ins. If you have Outlook for desktop, like most corporations have, you will have a get add-ins button on the home page of your email. So you'll see an orange button that looks like this. Mine is blue. For desktop, it is orange with a plus. Once we select that store, we can then search for Vidyard. We can attach Vidyard to Outlook. And what happens is, just like in Gmail, when there was the button here, and my internet, again, I'm sorry, we will find that in Outlook as well. Again, Outlook Web is a different experience than Outlook for your desktop computer, but you will see a Vidyard button here in Outlook Web and on the top in Outlook Desktop. When we select the Vidyard button, what happens is a Vidyard will log in and you see a library. And of course, my internet connection is slow, so I'm going to restart my email. While we wait for my internet, and again, my apologies here, I can't control this. Oh, Lisa, good question. I just read your question. Will this work in MailChimp? Yes, it can work in MailChimp. There are separate ways to use this in MailChimp effectively. You will have to actually invest in Vidyard to do this. A hack that we can do for MailChimp is when we go back to the edit page, you can see this button here at the top, whether we click share. And what happens is that we can copy link and thumbnail and we can paste this in MailChimp. So for free, you can do this by copying and pasting this video in a MailChimp email. Keep in mind though, the analytics, you will not receive who will watch. To have any integrations in third-party software like MailChimp or email marketing technology, you have to invest to get what's called email embed codes. But for today, for free, you could just copy and paste and it will work. So let's try this again. Again, my apologies, my internet. When I select the Vidyard button, as you can see here, all the videos I record will automatically populate in my Vidyard library. And if you were to record with your cell phone with the Vidyard application, those videos as well will populate in the library here too. And it's very simple. All we have to do is select, insert, and your video will appear in the inbox. Now keep in mind, when someone clicks play, the video will actually open up on a page that is branded to Vidyard. In the future, if anyone invests with Vidyard, this can be all branded to your company. But again, I'm only here to show you how we can get started today for free. The video will be played, and after the video is done finished, you guys will receive an email from Vidyard telling you how long someone watched that video. So as an example, one of my colleagues watched my video 95%. I don't know why he didn't watch 100%, but it tells me how long someone actually engages with your content. And then for Outlook, it's the exact same experience. We will compose a message. The only difference in Outlook is that we actually have to add the email first. Then we will attach the video. Why we have to do this with Outlook is because this is the only way we can track who is watching our content. So I can select Vidyard. Again, if my internet kicks in, my library will populate, and we can insert the video. What we're looking for when we are attaching Vidyard into Outlook is we're looking for VYE token. Now, what this is stating is that this specific email, or video, I should say, sorry, is tracking this recipient. And Anne is correct, Gmail is the default when it comes to Vidyard. So you don't have to download anything else. You don't even have to add the email first. Vidyard for Gmail will automatically track. But for Outlook, it's very important that we attach the email first. And now this link that we see here, you don't need to have this. I like to copy this link and hyperlink it to check out this video. Why I do this is because sometimes organizations will block imagery. We can't control that. So we want to have a default, a fallback, just in case someone wants to watch my video. This link will still push it to the page where your content is on. So before I show you actual specific use cases on how we can use this tool for sales and other internal communications or marketing, any questions around how this tool actually works? I'll give everyone a second if they have a question within the chat here. And Lynn had a great question here, actually. She said that she's fascinated that the email subject line doesn't get caught in spam. It won't. Another thing to keep in mind is that this image won't get caught in spam as well. As we're not attaching any video in an email, what we're attaching is a clickable link. So like a YouTube link or a Vimeo link, Vidyard will allow you to watch this content outside of email. That's why we will not get caught in spam. So I'm going to show you two types of ways that we can use this when creating content, and when we can use this when prospecting and trying to get someone's attention. One of my favorite ways to use this tool is through creating PowerPoint content into interactive videos. So what I mean by that is whether you are using Google Slides or we are using OneDrive, that is just online hosting for Microsoft, your PowerPoint presentations or PDFs from Microsoft are one of the best ways to create content. Sorry, give me a second here. When we are using online resources like Google Drive or OneDrive, we are able to convert our presentations into easy video creation. What I mean by that is for Google Slides, for instance, when I was presenting, I selected presenter view. I deleted this pop-up. So this is the experience I was doing when I was just performing my presentation on my slide. One of the benefits of using Google Slides or PDFs in OneDrive is that you can actually use your PowerPoints as a foundation to record on. So for example, if I wanted to record a quick video about customer stories, a demonstration, maybe a quote, a proposal, I can easily convert my PowerPoint presentation or Google Slide presentation into an interactive video. So I'm going to use the Chrome tab, same way I recorded that Google website. I'm going to select my PowerPoint presentation. Now what I can do is I can actually use this as a way to go over slides, talk about a story. Maybe it's an internal training to customer story, to a demo, to a quote, proposal. You can, oh, there's Jordan Vega, great. Okay, sorry. You can use this to actually educate and communicate effectively to anyone, customers, prospects, internal training. This is a great way to convert existing material that you guys already have into interactive video content. So I always tell people, or sorry, a lot of people come to me saying, Jacob, I don't have any material to record on, or I'm not creative. I don't know how to create a great video. You can use existing resources your company already has to create very engaging videos. It looks like I took my time to create this content, but in reality, I just recorded my screen and started walking through existing slides. And as you can see here, it's a seamless experience. No distraction, no other toolbars or bookmarks. It's just the website itself. So keep in mind, there are PDFs or PowerPoint presentations that you guys already send to customers, prospects, internal staff. Try using those PDFs and existing content to create interactive video material. And you don't have to be very personal. You can use generic messaging so you can repurpose this video. So, hey there, thanks for clicking play. Generic messaging makes it very simple for you to record your content and make sure you can repurpose this to any person. So this is a great technique to start using videos through communication with new companies, sales opportunities, training. But if we want to actually get very specific and targeted to stand out in someone's inbox, if I wanted to reach out to someone from a cold perspective, I love to use LinkedIn, companies' websites. I like to get very personal when I'm trying to reach out to someone. So for example here, if I wanted to reach out to a prospect, so Evan Santa is a perfect prospect. We sell to sales managers and VP of sales. He used to actually work at Vidyard, but he left Vidyard, so now he's a perfect product for us to go after. Typically, when people give you examples of using videos to prospect and get someone's attention, you're actually most likely going to see something like this. Everyone loves to just put a piece of paper, whiteboard, and try and reach out to someone like this. Now, when we are trying to prospect to someone and get their attention, and they've never seen us or heard us before, this is not a good way to get their attention because they don't know who I am. If they just see a stranger in your inbox waving to you, they're most likely going to be like, who is this person? These selfie style videos are great to reach out to people who already know who your company is. You can put a face behind the brand. It's a very approachable and professional way to reach out with video. But if I'm trying to get someone's attention who's never met me before, using a screen recording and going on LinkedIn, companies' websites, careers pages, staffing pages on websites, anywhere where we can put the prospect in the spotlight is one of the best ways to get their attention. And the psychology behind this is very simple. Instead of a stranger thinking, who is this person in my inbox if I'm holding up just a sign, they're going to be thinking, hey, what does this person have to say about me? So this is going to entice them to click play and learn more. Now, I bet you almost everyone here who is active on LinkedIn has received an email, someone trying to sell them something through messaging. And I bet you almost 90% of you guys don't reply or don't even end up purchasing. And why I bring this up is because it's very common for people to sell on LinkedIn or try and just sell in general. But if our message isn't relevant or valuable to the recipient, there's no way you're going to have success. So why I'm bringing this up and why I'm using LinkedIn as an example is because LinkedIn is personally a gold mine. And I know this conversation is very focused on sales, but it's very important. If you are trying to get someone's attention and you want to use a video, use their words or use what they're posting as a way in to get their attention. For example, if I go to activity on LinkedIn, I can see what Evan Santa writes, what he likes, what he comments, what he shares. So I can use his words and kind of find some commonalities on how I should approach getting his attention. If he has an article, I love to use their articles. Maybe not the first one. He's kind of a pretty aggressive sales manager, but he has one here called A Window into My Sales Management Philosophy and Playbook. If I were to read this and kind of have a couple talking points, this is one of the best ways to have an effective cold video message. So for example, if I wanted to get Evan's attention, I'm going to create him a video. I would read through his article, come up with a couple talking points, and my message has to be under 90 seconds. So I'm going to shoot for 70 seconds here. Keep in mind, it is the beginning of the new year, so might be a little rusty, but if I wanted to sell to Evan Santa, this is how I would try and get his attention. And I'm going to sell him Vidyard, and he's the perfect prospect for me as he's a sales manager. So again, if I want to start recording, I want to make sure I'm using my screen recording and put him in the spotlight because he doesn't know who I am. Now I'm going to use just his LinkedIn page to record on. So if I click share, it's going to give me a countdown. And this is what I would do. I'd be like this. Hey, Evan, it's Jacob. I couldn't help but notice the article you wrote, A Window into My Sales and Management Philosophy. And I love how you said XYZ within the playbook. I thought it was so informative that I actually sent this internally to a couple of our sales managers to see if we can use some of the techniques to help with our current opportunities today. I thought it was great. I gave it a like, and I wish I could share it to my LinkedIn network. But Evan, I was doing more research on you, and I couldn't help but notice that you're the Vice President of Sales for Contractor Compliance. And just like you said in your article, that your team is having such success by making sure that their outreach is personalized and very specific and relevant to how you guys are articulating your value proposition. And I wanted to showcase where video can actually make an impact towards your strategy that you're using already. Video is one of the best ways to show a humanized personal approach. As you can see, I'm on camera, I'm using your LinkedIn page to add personalization, but I can also showcase visually with video on how my value proposition can be relevant to your target audience. So if you're interested to learn about where video can fit within your sales cycle, my calendar will be in my email below. Would love to chat. Thanks for watching. Take care. So very short, very sweet. No need to have a script. Just talk as if you're talking to someone in person. Use their words or use their posts as a way to get attention and relevancy. And then you can kind of flip what they're saying to add your value proposition, right? And again, after we're done here, your video will go to the edit page. I can title the video for Evan. And one thing I would change here as well is, well, see how if I were to send this to him right now, he could probably figure out that I made this video for him, but he's very small at the top left corner. What I would do is, and again, when my internet kicks in, is I would actually change the image to when I clicked on his LinkedIn page. So for example, if I select from the video and I like to use animated because I'll be waving in the inbox. And I can just move the starting image to when I was on his LinkedIn page. So now it looks like I'm talking to him directly when he opens up his email, but when he clicks play, it'll start begin where I started my video, talking about his article. And now what we do is, I guess I'll just use Outlook as an example. We put his, let's say that's his email. I'll be like, Evan, I made this video for you. A new video appeared, as you can see, populated there. I then attach the video with the Vidyard button. In Outlook, you'll see the Vidyard button at the top. Remember, you have to download it for Outlook. In Gmail, it will automatically be in the compose message. I then insert the video. And then afterwards, this video is good to go. Oh, sure. What else I can do here is I can copy the link and hyperlink it so it just looks a little cleaner in their inbox. So let's say I sent this out and then Evan Santa watches my video, because remember, Vidyard will tell from a cold call perspective, if Evan watches my video and he doesn't reply within 5-10 minutes, I'm actually going to pick up the phone and call him, because this means Evan's at his desk or near his phone. So when I call him, I have a higher chance to open up to connect with them, really. But one of the benefits of using video and taking advantage of these analytics is I can turn this cold call into a warm conversation. And by doing that is I never let them know that I know they watched my video. I use it as a way to make that cold call warm. So if I do connect with Evan, instead of doing a typical cold call like, hey, Evan, do you got 30 seconds to talk about, blah, 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 I'll actually use these analytics as a way in. So I'll be like this. I'll be like, hey, Evan, thanks for picking up the phone. I actually just wanted to follow up. I sent you a video not too long ago. Oh, Jacob, I just watched your video. Really? Well, what'd you think? So it's an easy way to kind of get in the door and open up that conversation. So I did go in a lot and I talked about a lot of different use cases. We do have 5 minutes left before I continue and give the stage to Jordan Vega, who is actually also a video coach at Vidyard. Any specific questions when we have 5 minutes left? Was this helpful? Did you guys kind of learn something new on how we can use video effectively in email? Does anyone here seem like they could use a technique or two? Okay, I got fantastic from Carol. Nice. That's good to hear.
That was great,
Jordan Vega.
Jacob. That was really great,
Thank
Jacob. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat box and we'll get them through. Oh, Jackie has a question for you. Jacob?
Yep. So would you make a landing page kind of video, like a generic one, or automated email? Oh, good question. So automatically, Vidyard creates what's called a sharing page. So when someone actually opens up your email, it's taken to a Vidyard page already. So that is your landing page. If you invest with Vidyard, Vidyard has ways to change that page to be focused on your brand, putting your logo, even customizing that page with HTML, CSS. So it is actually unnecessary. There's other assets too that Vidyard can help by pushing people to already existing landing pages. But again, I want to just focus this conversation on how everybody can help for free or can get started for free, sorry. So if I get a newsletter subscriber and my MailChimp sends a welcome email to them first, yeah, you can actually automate. If anyone subscribes to your newsletter or any inbound lead that you guys have automatic communication with, yeah, you can attach a video in that email, whether it's a generic video or you actually want to manually reach out to them, you can have something automatically appear. George, good question. There is no direct integration with Apple Mail, which means that you would have to use the copy and paste to push to Apple Mail. I don't recommend that because you'll have zero insight to who specifically watched. So if you can use Gmail or Outlook when sending Vidyard, I would use that typically. Closed captioning, look, sure, I can show that. Oh, and yes, Carol, it can be used with Constant Contact. Again, though, I think when you invest with Vidyard, we give you specific codes to paste in Constant Contact. You can copy and paste anything for free to have that live in an email. I will show you what the closed captioning looks like. And Jackie, to answer your question, would it be worthwhile if it was only personalized? That email campaign I sent to 3,000 people with the subject line 66%, that was generic. I cheated. I just wrote on a whiteboard that says, hey there, I'm your coach. And I just said, hey there, thanks for clicking play. My name's Jacob. I wanted to introduce myself. And then I went into my messaging. So generic video can complement your inbound leads or people who already know your organization. The only sense that I say to go personalized is when we're going cold, when we're targeting someone, trying to get their attention. No problem, Jackie. And Jackie, after when Jordan Vega is going to present, he'll actually be able to send you his personal email because he actually does one-to-one training for free users, so he can help out as well. Well, I do have to prep for another call. I really appreciate everybody on here listening. Any questions, you have Jordan Vega as a personal coach for free users, but feel free to add both of us on LinkedIn, and we're happy to help any way we can. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so much, Jacob.
See you,
Take
Jake.
care.
Yeah, Jordan. Thanks, guys. And Jordan, take it away.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I cut the tail end of Jacob's presentation. We do run through a similar format. So if you do have any questions, I am here to help out. I do have my accounts pulled up. So if you want to see visuals too, I can always access visuals and share that with you all. I will just monitor the chat. If there's any questions, I can always help out too.
That's wonderful, Jordan. Maybe while people are thinking of some questions, I have just one quick thing I'm going to do as just general housekeeping. By the way, hey, Jordan, nice to meet you. I'm Mickey. I'm going to just share one quick slide with you guys so you know what's coming up next month. So if you do have to leave, you can leave. But if you have questions, Jordan's here for another half hour, and we would love to be able to answer all your questions and see some more stuff. Jordan, I think you've pretty much sold everybody on how awesome it is here today. So let me just share one quick thing with you, and then I'll hand it right back over to you. So next month, Toolkit Tuesday will be on February 16th, and it will be on organizational culture and employee engagement, where we're keeping employees engaged and productive is always a challenge now more than ever, but there's some specific actions leaders can take to improve it. So you can join us in February to learn more. And of course, thank you to all of our sponsors, as I mentioned at the beginning, and also to our brand new exciting partnership with SLIAO. Welcomed them to here today, and I feel that this is going to be a really great partnership where we can reach more people and help people with their businesses all over the place in 2 official languages now. So that's pretty cool. Back to you, Jordan. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I'm pretty sure we already have some there now. So please stay on.
Yeah.
And if you have to leave, have a great day. And we hope to see you next month.
Awesome. Thank you, Mickey. Yeah, so Jackie, to answer your question about being afraid or nervous, that is totally understandable. Everyone always is when they get started. So some tips I have for that is trusting the people that you're comfortable with. You know, trial and error with friends, family, colleagues, just to get in front of the camera and create random 30-second videos. That's what I did when I got started. I created just quick videos about either it's something that happened to me that day, an activity that I'm working on, just something completely random, just to get comfortable and in the rhythm. As you go along, you'll learn that we make mistakes. In person, we make mistakes too. We stutter, we pronounce things incorrectly. It happens. We can't leave the room. So we do need to just continue on with the presentation. So it's okay. It's okay to be natural. It's okay to make mistakes. Some tips I have for just backgrounds. Honestly, you don't need the fancy studio background. You don't need the $1,000 camera. What you're working with right now on your laptop is great, and it's exactly what you need. Yes. Oh, Jordan, perfect. Yeah. Jacob will send the slides over. Looks like Carly's got a question here. Yeah, so time limit is an hour. For recording, it's an hour. And I'm not sure if Jacob highlighted it, but if you are uploading a video into Vidyard, the max file size is 5 gigabytes. So just a reminder that it's typically an hour. If you are recording for an hour, I recommend the film industry. That's a long video. So keep these short, sweet, like Jacob said, 35, 40 seconds. Then, you know, if you have some conversation with the person, you can open it up to a little bit of a longer video. Yeah, so iPhone app, iPhone and Android, they both work with your account universally. So if you're on the web browser, iPad, tablet, your account transfers everywhere. So what I can do is I can show you what that would look like. So for example, this is just obviously a colleague of mine, but let me just pull up a video here. So for Apple, Android, any smartphone, the video would play like this. This is what it would look like. It's more linear. Everything is scaled downwards. So you still have your branding, your title. I'm not sure if Jacob talked about some call to action features, but you do have that here. And that's what that operates like. I just wanted to show everyone that so they can see the visual of what it looks like. But a lot of people, they use our app to do walkthroughs. If you're in real estate or you want to show something live in front of you, they'll use their phone to record, or maybe they need to record something on their phone, they'll do that. So just a reminder that your account transfers to all apps and devices. See if there's any questions. I'm going to give everyone my personal. There, I just gave everyone my personal email. So after this, if you do have any questions, you want to chat for 5-10 minutes afterwards at another date, we can always set that up privately.
I think that was such a good presentation. People have already had all their questions answered. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it typically how these work is I always tell everyone, dive in. Download it, dive in, try it out, and then more questions will come as you run into roadblocks, you create different ideas, and then more questions come. So we're definitely prepared for that.
So Jordan, are there any circumstances where video should not be used?
In reality, no. I really feel that it does separate, I call it Zoom fatigue or zoomed out. If we're on meetings all the time, I rather create a video, just even if I need to explain something, it's so much easier to show a visual. I myself am a visual learner, so when I can use it, I do. I definitely do.
Yeah.
But there's different, if I need to be quick and I need to send a message, then I just send a message, right? Yeah. Right. Any other questions?
Jordan, Jordan 2 N's, did anything come across your way?
I did not receive any private messages, no, but just so everybody knows, the slides will be sent out that Jacob presented with a link once the video is uploaded to our YouTube channel. So that will be towards the end of the week, but everybody on the registration list will receive that.
Wonderful. As well, if there's no more questions, I'd like maybe Jordan, if you, sorry, our Jordan, this is confusing. If we have a link to the feedback form that we could put in the chat box before we go, we would love to get your feedback on the session so that we can share it with Vidyard and let them know how things went today, but it also gives us a good idea of what to offer in the future. Lisa does have a question for you, Jordan. Can you talk more about the app on the phone? Maybe walk us through. I'm now on and can't figure out how to add my profile pic, for example.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with also because I can't demonstrate it on Zoom, my phone. I don't have a cast. But Lisa, typically in the settings, if you are running into a problem there, The settings will allow you to upload a photo. I wouldn't worry too much about a profile picture because no one can see it anyways. It's solely just for you and your own account. No one will ever notice that. But the app is more of, how do I put this? A simple way to record. It's simply just like as if you were going to record a video on your regular iPhone. It looks the same, record your video, and then it gives you the options to share to email, social, everything that Jacob showed before, but on your app. The only thing is you have to make sure that the primary accounts linked are set up. So for example, I'm a big Gmail person, but my personal phone has Outlook. So it will try to push to Outlook first. So just make sure that you are setting those up. And same with your social pages, make sure they're all linked and everything's set up there. Sorry, Lisa, I wish I could show you more. It's all just really on my phone, but thank you. That's a great question. Try it out. Let me just shoot me an email if you have any questions afterwards about it. If you're running into issues, I can help out. Perfect. Very good.
So if there's no more questions, I think, oh, there is. There's one more. As soon as I'm about to say have a nice afternoon. Excellent. So Sylvia has a question. Can you show us how to set up those accounts, social media, etc.?
So when you make your first video and you're on this page where Jacob was demonstrating editing, you would go to your social share. And if once you click one of these tiles, it's going to ask you to link your account. I think mine are linked already. I believe so. So we'll pull up the LinkedIn a small screen, and then it's going to ask you to log into your account. Once you are logged in, it's a simple sharing method. Do you want to share it in a post or do you want to set it as a private message? Let's go private message. And then from here, you just type in a recipient's name. So when you're using this, they need to be a connection with you already. You can't send this to a person you haven't added. Same with Facebook. Just make sure you're checking that. And then you can write your message here and send that off. Same with Facebook, same with Twitter and YouTube. YouTube, it will post right to your channel. And then you would have to go into YouTube to then make your edits that you want to do. Instagram, no, we don't have Instagram is its own world. It's really hard for our app to work in there. It's something we're looking into, but it is difficult. Facebook is hard to, Mark Zuckerberg has a lot of rules. Awesome. Thank you all. Yeah, so if you do have any other questions going forward, just a reminder, you have Jacob's email in mind. You can always reach out afterwards too.
Yep. And of course, you can always reach out to us too, and we can get you in touch with either Jordan or Jacob as well. So feel free to pose questions to any of us and we'll make sure they get answered. Anyhow, I'm thinking there's a lot of thank yous and a lot of really interested people who will be shooting some videos and trying things out. So I think that's really exciting. So it was a great session today. We really thank you guys for coming. And we're going to wish everybody a really happy afternoon and hope that everyone can join us again in February. So I will wish you all a great day. And thanks again for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having us.